What up, Tube, and welcome back to my channel. It's your boy DJ, and today I'm here to talk about a little bit of a rant on the whole vaccination with the cruise industry. Okay, before I start this, I want to talk to you guys. I'm not against vaccination, it's people's choice. I am anti-vax. I do not want it. I don't want it in my body. I beat the pandemic by myself when it first came out. And I haven't had any since. I have flown to Vegas 8 times, and also, with no mask on at the end of it. I've flown to Atlantic City. I've flown back to Indiana where my mother lives twice. I live in Florida where we don't have mask mandates. And then I've also been to Cancun and back. Now I got the pandemic, the C word, one time. Now, I want to say that if you have the vaccination, that's fine with me. That is a personal choice. I have no problem with that. Now, for me to be forced to have to take it is something I think is ridiculous. I can get on an airplane with no mask, no vaccination, and fly to another country, and all I have to do is take a COVID test. And I have no problem taking COVID tests. I'd rather know that I have it or somebody else has it. And my favorite thing to do is go on cruises. Like, I'm not an all-inclusive person anymore. I used to be, but we went to Cancun all-inclusive because we didn't have to vax, and it just wasn't as fun. I like to cruise more now, so they've taken that from me. And it's also proved. I mean, there's been floating ships out there that are full of vaxxed people with masks on, especially when it started. They were still having, COVID outbreaks. So I just don't understand it. And now what they're going to do, as of, I think today was the day. Today is June 13th. It was either that or yesterday I read that they are going to lift the mandatory COVID test to get on there, but they're not going to lift the vaccination. How much sense does that make? Now let me ask you guys something serious here. Would you rather get on a ship knowing that nobody on there has tested positive, but they have the vaccination? Or would you rather get on a ship without anybody taking a test and not knowing who's got what? How about this? How about all of us non-vaxxed people? We get to go on there, we take a test 36 hours before, whatever they want, and they let us non-vaxxed people go on a cruise, all of us, but we all test before and after. We all know if everybody gets on without having it, then nobody's got it. The only way we could get it is from the crew. My point is, it's first of all, I think the whole thing is ridiculous. It's hypocritical. Everything about the pandemic is hypocritical. As a football coach, you're out there with no mask on, and anybody knows football, you're scratching, sweating, blooding, spitting, everything on each other, touching each other, tackling each other. And at the end of the game, we couldn't even shake hands. We had to sit at the hash marks and wave good game. Now, you have the most masculine sport in the world, and you're going, hey, good game, with your queen wave. It's so stupid. That's just one, of the biggest hypocrisies, I think. There were so many, like in the water. Evidently COVID can't go across water because you didn't have to wear a mask if you were in a pool. I mean, come on, people. This stuff makes no sense. Think with your head and not what the social media, the government, the news, all the propaganda is telling you. Once again, I'm not against the vaccination. If you want it, get it. That is your choice. Don't tell me I have to. There is a blood type, and I can't remember what it is, and I meant to look it up before I started the video, but one of the blood types, it has been shown that blood type will cause blood clots with vaccination. And I have a history in my family of blood clots, strokes, and heart attacks. That's one of the main reasons I honestly don't want the vaccination. I also believe that what my body created with natural antibodies is better than anything they created in a lab. And then they came out with, I can't remember what it was. They came out with one we had it down here in Florida, and it was a new one. It was created from people's antibodies, and it was working. Boy, they shut that down real quick. And now, I don't trust our government as far as they can throw it. Now, I'm not a conspiracist or conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call it. But let's just call a spade, okay? Right now, as of today, it is June 13th, 2022. Gas is anywhere from $4.50 to up to $7. I've heard $11 a gallon in some places, but I know for a fact it's $7 in California, it's $6 in Las Vegas, it's $4.50, $4.70 here in Florida, and that's because Governor DeSantis gave us a tax credit on it. It was $5 in Indiana when I went and visited my mother. And Putin, who is nuttier than a squirrel turd, and I'll put the link to the video below. There's a guy on YouTube's over there. They're paying $1.86 a gallon over there for gas. Okay? So Russia, who started the war, and their leader, who I think we all can agree, who has been compared to Hitler and just nuts, and his own people don't want this war, yet he opened his oil fields up to save them gas. Our government, who is not in war, supposedly, and we're sitting here and our economy is going to crap. We're heading for a recession. We've learned nothing from 2008, and now we're going into the crapper. I don't trust our government. I don't trust in their government or anybody making a antibody to put into my body, a vaccine. Also, here's another hypocritical thing. This happened, if you don't believe me, you never heard it, look it up. They literally changed the definition of vaccine in Webster's dictionary. Vaccine used to be the cure for a certain disease. That was a vaccination. When you got vaccinated for chicken pox or whatever it may be, the vaccine is what cured it. Now, they've changed the dictionary. They've changed the definition of it. And I can't remember the direct quote. I kind of was in a mood because I'm really upset about not only gas prices not cruising. I meant to look that up too, but you can find it. It's easy. Look up the definition of vaccination now and look what it used to be. Let us cruise. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I have flown a lot. I've been to Vegas 8 times since last June. I went when they had no mask mandate, then I went when they had the mask mandate, and then I went back when they lifted the mask mandate. And when they lifted the mask mandate again, and they lifted on the airplanes, you should see the flights are totally booked now, and Vegas is back to being packed now. Can you imagine how much the cruise industry is losing? I mean, I'm getting cruise offers left and right for cheap, cruises because they're dying to get people. If they lift the vaccination status, they're going to have no trouble making money back. And see, they're not under the American flag, so they couldn't get the bailout like the airlines did and all that stuff, during the pandemic. So I just don't understand how there's no thought process into this, in my opinion. Let's just put it in black and white, people. If you test negative for COVID and you get on something and everybody in there had to test and nobody had it and somebody got it, somebody in the crew would have had to have it. If I have a party and I have 10 people here that don't have COVID, we all tested before we came over, and we leave, nobody should have COVID. You have went on there, there's people when it went on there and had mask mandates at the time, had COVID vaccinations, and still they were like floating lab rats. It didn't work. It's not fair to the American people. The UK has lifted it. You can go on now. So now, like I said, the government just issued, because I just read it, and I'm pretty sure it was starting today, that they're no longer requiring a COVID test, but they still require the vaccination card. I would feel so much safer with the vaccination, or with the COVID test, than I would a vaccination that doesn't work. I would like knowing that everybody that got on there didn't have it. When we flew to Cancun, we didn't have to take it leaving the country. I flew with no mask, went in the airport with no mask, flew with no mask, landed in Mexico at Cancun International. We had to wear a mask in the airport in Cancun, which made no sense to me because they were the first country to get rid of the whole mask mandate. Then we got the resort, we didn't have to wear it, but we had a test coming back. And that made me feel good because I knew coming back into the country, everybody on the flight was tested, and when I landed, I got back, and I had no symptoms. I've not had any. I had it in I think it was 19 or 20. I had it in November of the year it came out, and I had it for exactly 14 days. Worst thing I ever went through. It was horrible. But I mean, that's when it first came out. And my symptoms were different than my wife's. My wife got the no smell, no taste. I literally felt like the crap got beat out of me every night. Like I just went 10 rounds with Mike Tyson every night. But I never lost my taste or my smell. After that, I beat that. I've not had it since. I didn't get the Omicron variant, and I tested, because I thought I had it. My mother came down here to Florida. She thought she had it. We called the ambulance. She had to take a test. She was negative. It's just ridiculous. It's hypocrisy, and it's so stupid. Like the cruise industry is the only people missing out right now. You can get on a plane with no mask now, no vaccination. You can fly. They lifted the international travel now. You can fly anywhere. Why can't you get on a boat? You are in closer quarters on an airplane than you are a boat. And even before the pandemic, cruising was the cleanest thing. Like, I remember the first time I cruised, I was like, everywhere you went, you were getting squirt with sanitizer. Anybody that's ever been on Norwegian was like, washy, washy, happy, happy. If you've been on there, you know that. They would squirt you at every restaurant. They had sanitization everywhere, and this is before COVID. One of the smartest things I ever saw too was they kept the restroom doors open so you didn't have to touch them. They also had paper towels by there, so after you wash your hands, you could open it, which I always thought was really weird because, after you wash your hands, then you're going to touch the dirty door handle. So I was literally on the last cruise ship in when, at that time, President Trump shut down the country. We pulled in on Carnival. We were on Cape Port Canaveral. We pulled in. We were the last ship into port, and it was weird. There was nobody getting on. If you ever cruise, people were getting on and you were getting off. There was no forklifts loading stuff. There was no people below us getting on while we were getting off. It was a ghost town. Got on our shuttle, went to Orlando Airport, and there were people sitting there with no masks. There were people sitting there with masks. I literally saw a guy in a full suit, like if you've seen Back to the Future where Marty wears the yellow suit. It was that suit. Flew home, was fine. But then they shut the cruise industry down, and the rest is history. They open it back up, and it's not fair. And I know some of you people are going to blast me down below. I'm just hitting you with facts, people. I hate to say this, but if you want to be a sheep, be a sheep. But facts are facts. If you trust our government, do you think they're doing right by us right now? I mean, with gas prices and insurance prices, the inflation is ridiculous. I know bars that can't serve chicken wings anymore because the price of chicken's so high now. What have we not learned? This is higher than '08. Gas prices are higher than they've ever been. And everyone knows when gas goes up, price goes up because cost of shipping goes up. I was a truck driver. I can't believe that the truckers haven't done a strike yet because they threatened it in '08. They're paying $5.99 for diesel. Shipping's got to be outrageous. I don't know what they're already shortage of drivers. They're probably paying them out the wazoo just because not only can they not get drivers, but, I don't know if they're, I know they got rid from long haul to more regional routes and started splitting it up to where it's regional instead of doing long hauls to help save. But man, this country's just, we're not right now, people. And I don't care what you say, just open your eyes and look. It doesn't take any rocket scientist to look and say, man, what is going on? And to take the one thing, I live in Florida. My vacation, I live in a vacation destination. I moved down here because I have problems. I'm on disability. I've got degenerative disc disease in my back. I've got 2 bad knees. I've got Tourette syndrome, which you guys, if you follow me, you've seen my videos, you see my head shake. I've got other tics too, but I came down here. I got better medical help. They have better things down here. I got a medical marijuana. I got, I have better doctors. And then my arthritis, because the weather's nice. But when you live in a vacation destination, I moved down here because I wanted to be close to a good airport so I could go home and see my mom, or if I wanted to go to Vegas or whatever, and I wanted to be close to all the cruise ports because that saves you money and not flying. So the only 2 things I can do are either go to Vegas or go back to Indiana, which I do not like doing because it's boring as hell there, Sorry, Indiana, I love you. I love your sports, and I'm still a Hoosier at heart, but it's just, there's nothing to do there. So my only other option is my cruises, and I don't have them. And I know you're out there, and I know you feel like me. I know there's some of you that feel like me. You're anti-vax, and I'm with you. It should be a freedom of choice, just like when businesses were mandating it. It is not your job to tell me what to put in my body. It is my choice. And the fact of the matter is, if I don't want to get it, that's my choice. If you want to get it, man, I'm 100% for it. I want to make that clear, especially if you're older. I really am with you. If you want to get it and you believe in it, by God, do it. They say that, you know, they decrease the symptoms after you have it. How do you know this? Like literally, the studies, look up the studies. You can look up whatever you want on the internet. You're going to find what you want to find. If you're an anti-vax, you're going to find an article on that. If you're for the vax, you're going to find an article on that. I want to find the real studies. I want to find out the number of COVID cases in America that are true, of either people who had it and beat it or people who were vaxxed and got it again. I want to know that number. You can't find that number. The government doesn't want to show you that number. There's a new company now. I believe their stock ticker is CSD or something like that. It's a pharmaceutical company. They have created a cure for cancer. It's been on the news and everything. And they've tried it, and it literally has cured cancer. Now, we've always said the government is more, the reason they haven't cured cancer, like they say, you know, marijuana helps it and everything like that. There's more money in treating a disease than there is curing it, right? So now we get rid of, or we start getting down COVID. Now what comes along? Monkeypox. I saw a cartoon the other day, you know, with COVID, and it had a monkey. Said, "Here, let me show you around how it works." Open your eyes, people. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that UFOs are coming in and aliens are starting this, and you know, we got, you know, government people out here spreading viruses and stuff, which maybe, I don't know, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, black and white, I would if I'm a vaxxed person and I'm getting on a cruise ship, I would much rather have you tested negative than just drop the whole the whole testing requirement altogether. That's so stupid. Like, drop the vaccination and still require the test. Then we know everybody that got on that ship is clean. They don't have it. I don't have to do anything and get on an airplane. And anybody that's sitting in the economy on Spirit or Allegiant or all these budget airlines, which I fly a lot because it's only a 2-hour flight back to Indy, you're like this, man. You're touching people, you're breathing people, and all of a sudden, you don't have to do that to be on there. They lifted the mask mandate. I mean, come on, people. We have to do something. For all you people that miss cruising, and I know there's a lot of you because I posted a lot on Facebook and Twitter, just look at the facts, man. Like, we're getting cheated. The vaccination people are getting cheated now. You're vaxxed, which proved it doesn't keep you from getting it. That's what they changed in the dictionary. So now you're going to take away the testing. So now you don't know if people have it or not, and you might be a floating lab rat again. You guys might be sitting out in the ocean because you can't dock again. I'm so passionate about it because, one, I love to cruise, and two, it's just, I wanted to do a video on the pandemic, the C word, which I've said a few times in this. I'll probably get flagged, but whatever. But it's so hypocritical. I could do a whole video on hypocrisy, which I might do, of the hypocrisy of the COVID-19 pandemic and what it does. Like basketball, you guys watch. I mean, when we watched March Madness last year, they were on the floor playing, but when they went to the bench, they had to put a mask on. Really, people? Like, you're in the paint, you're sweating, you're touching people, you're blocking out, you're fouling, you're breathing on each other. But then you go to your bench, you gotta wear a mask? Like, think, man. It's not a conspiracy. It's hypocritical. Let us cruise. Hashtag let us cruise. That's what I want to start. Hashtag let us cruise. Like I said, one of you cruise lines, take one boat. I don't care if it's your crappiest boat, like it's the small boat that you can only fit 2,000 people on. Have it for people that are not vaxxed. We all have to test to whatever your demand. If it's 36 hours before, 24 hours before, or a rapid test, or both, I don't care. I will test all day long. And if I have it, I'll turn around, say thank you, and walk away. But I'd feel 10 times safer getting on anything with a test than I do a vaccination. Even an airplane. They don't make you do that, but I don't know who's got it, who doesn't. I just know that I haven't gotten it since. And I know for a fact because every time I even felt sick, I got a COVID test to make sure. Haven't had it since. My body created natural antibodies, and the fact of the matter is, your body is developed to fight against diseases. You create immunity against, just like the cure for the common cold, because there's no cure, because all colds are different. But once you fight that, and then the flu, I got a flu shot, and it was the sickest I've ever been, and that was back in 2007. This is 2022. I've not got one flu shot since because it made me so sick I won't do it. I haven't had the flu since, knock on wood. I've gotten colds, but I literally have not. I'm going to jinx myself here, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Can't believe I'm doing this because I'm very superstitious. I have not gotten a flu once, not thrown up one time since then, not had any of that kind of stuff. I've not had any kind of flu since that one flu shot. Maybe it did cure that, but that's for, there's supposed to be dead strands. I know I'm going off topic here, but the point is, I just don't see how your solution to helping the cruise industry is lifting the mandatory testing. That to me scares the hell out of me. I would much rather be tested. So I'm gonna end this rant. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. We all have our personal opinions. I just think that it's absolute BS that I can go anywhere without having to take a vaccination. Like, we flew in Mexico without it. We had to fly, to come back to the U.S. we had to take a test. But I can go anywhere that I want without being vaxxed. I can fly anywhere I want without being vaxxed or having a COVID test. I can, or wearing a mask or anything. Airplane, Vegas, Mexico, the Dominican Republic. I don't know what Canada's still doing. Canada, did their own thing, and I agree with whatever they want to do. They want to keep the border closed so they didn't have to worry about, people coming in. That's fine. But the bottom line is, you can do all this stuff, but you can't get on a cruise ship, which in my opinion is one of the most sanitary things ever. And now it's got to be even more. I was on there during when they did it, and I saw how they changed it. You couldn't grab your buffet. They were handing it to you. They left the doors open. They steam the chips in the casino every night. But I go to the casinos now, and I literally, they're not wiping down. I was in a casino, a slot tournament, and it's one right after the other, right after the other. They don't wipe them down. I sit over at my local casino over here, and I sit there and I play Pie Gal, and I watch the slot machine. Somebody gets up, nobody wipes it down. Like, sanitation is done now. I still haven't got it. And I'm at a casino, I was going once a week just to play a little cards. It's just ridiculous. Lift the vaccine card mandate. Let us cruise. Please. Hashtag let us cruise. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. Check out my other videos wherever I put it. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. But more than anything I want out of this is just, let's stand up, people. Let's stand up for our rights to not be vaxxed, and let us cruise. Let us do it. I'll volunteer to be part of this test cruise. Like I said, take your small ship out of Tampa that holds like 2,500 people. I'll get on the Norwegian, I think it's the Pearl or the Jewel, with 1,500, 2,000 other unvaxxed people that test negative, and I'll go out there. I'll be part of this test. Somebody please do this. I will volunteer to do this test. And then when we come back, I want real information, not false information, because you're all going to get what they give you. I want the real information. So please, let us cruise. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And once again, if you are vaxxed, that's your choice. I am 100% with you. But it's also my choice not to be vaxxed. Don't punish me for it. Thanks for watching. Check out my other stuff. And most of all, stay healthy. Have a wonderful day. And hopefully, maybe gas prices will go down and you guys will start enjoying some tourism again. So for What's Up with DJ, my channel, What Up Tube, I'm out. We'll check you out on the next video. Thank you for watching.